Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I'm going to show you something really fun on the free-to-play account actually, and that is one of the easiest ways you can beat the Scarab King, okay? So the concept and the team that I'm going to show you is something that basically you will just have to keep scaling up or down depending on the level that you are fighting. So normally the mechanics of the Scarab King are are a little bit quirky, a little bit tricky. He counterattacks you if you don't have shields. He steals your buffs when he attacks you. He does have some, he has some quirky stuff. So if you look at this, for example, A1 attacks all enemies, places decrease attack, decrease speed, and if he also places an extra hit on people that are not under a shield, he places a provoke as well. So he does tons of debuffs that you would like to avoid. So first thing is you see over here, you want that shield. Then second one, attacks on enemies, places an extra hit on each enemy for each buff on the target. So again, having a ton of buffs, if the boss will go and do this this skill, is gonna be a problem. Then he also steals all of those buffs from people that don't have shields. Okay, extra hit steals one random buff from enemies that have no shield buffs and removes one random buff from enemies under shield. So if you do have a shield and have lots of buffs, instead of stealing them and putting them on themselves, which would be a problematic if the boss had all of that, he just removes it. So again, you kind of see the gist. The shield is really important. Also, he places true fears on enemies that have buff stolen and fear debuff for 1/3. Now, this is the next thing. He has basically a max HP. It's like a purple bar that just makes it almost impossible to kill him unless you remove that. The only way you can remove that is by destroying his max HP. So you either need to use Destroy set or champions that have Destroys max HP in their kit. And every time you destroy a portion of the max HP, he takes more damage, and more damage. So obviously that's really important to do if you're trying to go that route. Then this one's the most important part. Counterattacks when attacked by an enemy that has no shield buff, okay? And then obviously immune to most stuff. So that's kind of like, his kit. So basically the way that people build teams around this is they have somebody fast in a shield set that can keep up the shield basically up all the time. There's like 3 people that come into mind. There's the rare Metal Shaper, which I think I actually have on the free-to-play account. Where is he? Okay, so there's like somebody like a Metal Shaper that places shield buff on all else for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's level. It's on for 2 turns, it's on a 2-turn cooldown. That's what you want. You want him to have this and always be the first one to go. Don't want stuff that gives you more turn meter so people come out to sing, because the boss will counterattack. That's gonna be a problem. So Metal Shaper is an amazing one to use for that tactic. So second one would be somebody like a Miscreated Monster. A Valkyrie does that as well. Those are the 3 people. Logic Falconheart is the same, another epic. So there's a few options of people that do that. And basically you'd pair around him people that do turn meter decrease, such as like Armigers, Cold Hearts, Allures, even Haikatun, just anybody that does turn meter control, and you just basically would try to not let the boss have a turn, keep controlling his turn meter, and then use Destroy max HP sets to slowly take down that purple shield first, and then it would be easier for you to do damage, because after that purple shield is completely destroyed, he takes more damage. But what I'm going to show you today is a different route, there are tons of champions that do that. I'm just going to run it through because it's a long run and I'm not going to run the whole of it. But the other way you can do it is with some sort of solo champions, with people that have poisons in their kit, okay? Poisons, HP burn, stuff like that. Like one of the most common ones that people use is Euros the Soul Cage for later on into the game, after you've been playing for at least a year, I think it requires for us to take him. Or there's like, I don't know, Tomb Lords, there's Eurogrim. So basically poisoners, they can keep applying poisons on the boss, and that's gonna basically slowly tick away at the boss's damage, because it works. It's just keep poisoning him, and that's once gonna slowly tick away at his HP. Now the way that I'm doing this, it's not full auto. I just have to stop it. I just have to make him heal, because I need something to clear the waves, okay? And because of the way I'm gonna explain, like after my come on, Rathalos die. After Rathalos dies, I'm gonna just let it roll him. I'm gonna explain the way that this team works. And yeah, it's the thing is like this is not a team that's full auto that works so amazingly, that's so perfect, but you don't really want to farm it, or like you don't care about farming it. You only need to beat it once, okay? If you beat it once, if you can do it with the rare, that's the most impressive thing from my point of view, and that I'm really happy about this. If you can do it with the rare, okay, the easiest ones, like unless it's an uncommon, that's the easier, I guess. But one of the easiest ones to build when it comes to books, when it comes to like, you know, essential materials and whatnot. And he's actually amazing because you can use him in other areas of the game, okay? So having a champion, having a champion like Apothecary that's so versatile. He's amazing for dungeons, okay? You can use him in Farnet, triple hitter. You can use him in any dungeon. He brings turn meter, he boosts, he brings increased speed for your whole team. That's amazing. But the thing that makes him so amazing and be able to do this is the fact that he has a heal on the A2 that's on a 2-turn cooldown, so he can keep healing himself. Boop, full HP. He doesn't even need a regen set, okay? So normally I said you need people that have toxics, have poisons in their kit, right? Well, this time around, I'm actually using Apothecary in a toxic. Instead, was it my idea? No, it was made by somebody like, I think over a year or 2 years ago, I don't remember. I saw somebody do this, and somebody posted. If I remember the actual name, I would have given them a proper shout out, but whoever came up with this idea, congratulations, my friend, you're a genius. But it works. I want to rebring this idea into the, you know, into the fray, in the forefront, because I still see a lot of people that are stuck on Scarab in the Doom Tower. I'm stuck on Scarab in the Cintranos. You know, that's another spot that you might have a problem with the release of the Cursed City of Cintranos. We have the Scarab King to face a lot of times, and if we do have the availability of using magic champions, no magic, yeah, I guess magic, and if we do have the availability of using the high elves, you're obviously just gonna bring Apothecary. Again, is it gonna be fast? No. Is it gonna work? Hell yeah. It works, it's perfect, it just requires some specific key components. But again, this is just one of dozens, if not maybe close to 100 ways or champions that can actually do this to be able to, you know, to be able to get the result. If you want to try with somebody else, you know, same principle, they have a heal in their kit, but they, you know, they do hit the boss. You can do the same thing with Toxic. The one thing that I would advise against, though, is using champions that have continuous heals as healing. The reason why I'm saying that is because you might end up being 3%, and because, like you can see, this is pretty slow. But if you get to 3%, like around here, and the boss steals a continuous heal, he's basically healing back up. So you can fall into an endless loop where it never works. So continuous heal, from my point of view, is out of question. But everything else, anybody else that can do that is definitely a go. Like, for example, a Steel Skull. Like, I even showed Steel Skull. That can work. So this is the thing. If I remember correctly, the Apothecary strategy even works, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Apothecary strategy works even on stage 100 on hard, okay? Like, what I'm doing right now is stage, let's just close it, because, you know, it's gonna take a while. You can see at the end that it took me, let's go again in there and see. It took me 12 minutes, okay? It took me 12 minutes, 316 turns. It did the job. It did the job, and it worked just fine. So that was, what stage was it again? Stage 60. So I'm 100% sure that the same principle is going to work for me on stage 100 or whatever it is. I think it's going to be 100. It's going to work the same. Then if I went over to the hard side, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pass the first bomber, but if I went over to the hard side, I guarantee you the Apothecary would work the same. Oh yeah, and the creme de la creme that I forgot to mention. I don't even have masteries. No masteries at all on him. Obviously, you could go and give him masteries. You can give him Giant Slayer. When we're talking about higher difficulties, if you see that it's a problem and you cannot, you know, you cannot survive as well, it would go down more the defense and support tree. Okay, but I guess Giant Slayer would be the most versatile because you might use him in other teams and he could do some damage with that Giant Slayer. So when it comes to the build, you need one specific thing. First of all, okay, the most specific and key thing is Blood Shield accessory, okay? Like, if I have it on my free-to-play account, then, you know, most people that have been playing for a few months should be lucky enough to grab one. It doesn't have to be the ring, it doesn't have to be the specific one, it can be anyone. It can have the worst stats in the world. You just need this one over here, because every time you attack, you put the shield on yourself and the boss does not counterattack. so that makes it easy for you to stay alive. So that's the first thing. And again, the way that I looked at it is like, I looked, okay, do I have any blood shield accessories on my account to do this with somebody as a solo? And boom, I saw Apothecary. I'm like, okay, I'm going with the Apothecary. The only other one that I had was for dwarves. I would have gone maybe next to be like, okay, do I have any dwarf that can heal himself, or they can do some poisons, and I put them in a regen? And basically that's how you do Scarab. Look for blood shield, then associate that blood shield with somebody that does poisons, build them in a regen set. Somebody that heals themselves, put them in a toxic set. Job done. That's all you have to do, okay? So when you're going the healing route, like for example, I went with Apothecary that can heal himself. I went with toxic plus immortal. They're not all level 16 gear, as you can see. Just HP percent, resistance, speed, you know, just standard pieces of gear, whatever I had. Like, you know, I don't have that much gear. I'm under 50 days in. Whatever I had, I chose and I used it. Then the ring is defense ring with some decent stats, HP with, like, you know, it's even an uncommon amulet. Then not maxed out banner yet. So basically you want to have the resistance, okay? Just go on hellhades.com, go to the stages tool, see how much resistance you need to resist the boss's debuffs, and then just go with that. And that's what I did. I went and looked. I think for this stage I need like 215. I'm good. Once I'm gonna push the next one, I'm just gonna max out the banner and I should be just fine. I might need to push up a bit the speed, but you can see I don't have crazy speed. I don't have, you know, there's not crazy stats in here. I just focused on speed, resist, and some survivability, obviously, and then I was good to go. I did, like I said, I did put an immortal in there just to help a little bit with some extra healing, but again, no mastery. So if I can do it with these stats at this level, then you can just keep scaling it to your level, and I guarantee you Apothecary is going to be a lifesaver and totally worth investing in, because like I said, he's a god tier champion. You're still going to use him in a ton of areas, even if, like, you know, worst case scenario, faction wars, but definitely in channels, he's amazing. He's one of those rares that are a legendary in disguise because of his overall kit. And I'm happy that I pulled him, that I can use him to clear the Scarab, so I don't have to build a full team for the Scarab boss. So yeah, this is my, I guess this is my solo Scarab for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And if you did, leave a comment on this video, like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy my content, want to see when I upload next, and I guess we're going to leave it at this. Thank you all for watching, guys, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.